Analogue Holly. Analogue Holly, are you in there? I wonder where she's gone. Maybe she ran out of film. Or maybe she expired. Or maybe she got superseded by digital. Maybe I'm Digital Eve. Who knows? Am I doing this video alone? Oh. Holly? Analogue Holly? Are you in there? Analogue Holly? Ooh. I do like digital. I introduced Holly to digital photography back when we were teenagers, but she turned to the dark side and I don't know what happened. I'm really pleased that Holly's passion for film photography has had a positive effect on the way that I shoot photos, how I use my digital camera, and also how I view my photographic processes. What do I want out of taking a photograph? Is it to make things look perfect, or is it to create memories that will last forever? Nothing beats the feel and the quality of film cameras, in my opinion. I love the way things were made back in the day. There aren't many things made of metal these days in terms of consumer electronics, and it's got that mechanical satisfaction to it. I mean, who doesn't like winding on a film and clicking the shutter button? They just feel like the correct weight. They might be heavy to like carry around and maybe a bit impractical from that standpoint, but it just feels like it's made with quality and care, and it's something that will last through the generations. This used to be my father's camera and it's still going pretty strong. It might need a new battery for the light meter, but other than that, it works great. I love it. In terms of using the film camera, you have to stop and think and take your time over shots. And actually, you're in the moment more when you're taking shots with film, at least I find. But I don't necessarily feel like that when I'm using a digital camera. It feels like I'm sort of seeing reality through a lens instead. It just makes me feel a bit detached from the world sometimes. It's nice to be able to hold something that isn't an electronic device. It feels less clinical and less uniform. It's got its imperfections, but it's also got that human feel to it. Whereas I find digital can be a bit too clean sometimes. And maybe that's why people use filters and Photoshop to give the digital images more ruggedness to them. And I'm not ashamed to say it, but I also use digital editing software. That part is the most exciting part for me, and it also holds a lot of nostalgia for me. Memories of me and my dad playing around with Photoshop 5, I think, when we were when I was very small. I suspect this might change a little once Holly teaches me how to use her darkroom. I often attach memories, context, and emotions and feelings to my photographs. I can look back at a photo and I can remember what I was doing at the time, sort of around that time, and it's sort of a snapshot into my memories. So for example, this image was taken in Toronto. Myself and Holly went to visit. Just by looking at the photograph, I can feel how cold I was, and also how disappointed I was that we missed the sunset. I think because film photography, you have to take more time over your photographs. It takes a while to focus and set up your shot. It sort of means there's more time to create those memories. It slows down life, and it's always meditative. Although I love film, I currently prefer using my digital SLR. I think it's nice to have the best of both worlds, and I will continue using both my Canon DSLR and my Canon F1, which is here, my Canon F1. Analogue Holly. Analogue Holly. So if analogue photography is so organic and aesthetic, What about digital photography? It is widely accepted as the industry standard for photography right now. But what about digital photography as a hobby? I think the number one thing is that it is able to reach a mass audience, and it is a quick and convenient way of taking a photograph and admiring photographs. The instant viewing of photographs can be really beneficial to review and retake if necessary. But let's be honest, we're all about the short, quick dopamine release on the go that you can get from just having a look at your photos. Unlike film photography, where one has to deal with the roulette of developing one's photographs. We used to share our photos with friends and family on more of a social occasion. We would gather round and have a look through the photo albums. We had tangible photos to have a look at and exchange memories. With digital photography, we can share our images to a much wider audience pretty much instantly on social media platforms. I think a nice comparison to make between analog and digital is with motorsport images, or even just simply sporting images. I can't imagine how difficult that must have been back in the day to use a film camera to capture motorsport images. There must have been some shortcuts to this, but just think of the amount of film that people would have to have gone through to be able to get perfect panning shots. It's useful to have a digital camera to speed up the process. You're less likely to miss the action. Instead of winding up the film, you can just take a multitude of burst shots to get the image that you want. I was having a bad week recently, and I decided that my last resort was to go on a photo walk to ease my mind. I had envisaged a particular photograph in my mind for quite a while, and I just wanted to find that perfect opportunity to capture that photograph. So that's what I did. I went for a photo walk and I captured the photograph that I wanted to capture. I was fully focused in getting this photograph. It was a form of meditation, and it brought me back into the present, and it made me become at one with life once again. I was awakened to my surroundings, and I found beauty in the things that I wouldn't normally find beauty with. Although I was using my digital camera, I was using it as if I had a roll of 120 film with me. I had a limited number of shots. I needed to think about how to compose each shot. Oftentimes I would just carry around with me a prime lens. It just allows me to think more about what I want from a photograph and what I want from my photography. So yeah, let me know what you think about analog and digital. What is the draw to analog photography? Why do people like analog photography? Why do people keep coming back to analog photography? It's interesting how analog photography has made a comeback, and I think just like analog photography, Holly will make a great comeback soon. She is currently on her holidays. She needs a break, and I'm taking over for the next couple of weeks.